Hello and welcome back to another Dose of Sunshine episode. I am your host, Sunny Nielsen, messaging expert. And today we are going to be talking about ethical persuasion and the role of being a trusted advisor. Now, I chose this topic because it is a little bit near and dear to my heart right now, because one of my clients is kind of the preeminent person about ethical persuasion. This is Jay Abraham. Now, Jay Abraham is a fantastic mentor. If you haven't checked him out, I highly recommend that you do so, because he has some fantastic knowledge on being preeminent, on how to grow your business, on how to position yourself as the trusted advisor, the preeminent source for your market and industry, so that people will come to you again and again. They'll buy from you in larger quantities, and they'll just keep coming again and again and again for a lot longer life cycle of that client. He's an amazing person, and this topic is something that I have really taken to heart in my own business, because I am so close to him, to his teachings, and it's something that is making a massive difference in my own business. Now, before we get into it, if you're joining me live, thank you so much for joining me live. Love it when I have a live audience. Please drop a note in the comments, #live if you're joining me live. And if you're catching me on the replay, of course, please still drop a note in the comments, #replay, because again, I love to see comments from my viewers. Now, if you haven't liked my business page, please do so. Hit the bell anywhere around this video, and that will give you a notification every time that I put up an episode. Now, I am so grateful for all the audience, all the viewers that I have so far. If you know of anybody who would be interested in learning and watching this show, where they get tips and tricks on business, marketing, creativity, and just general chaos that happens when trying to run a business while being a wife and mom, tag them in the comments or share it on their page. Any way you can get this knowledge out, I am so appreciative. If you share it out on your page, would love for you to use my hashtag. It is #DOSunshine, #DOSunshine, as you share it out. And that will just make sure that other people around the world, around the web, will be able to get access to this knowledge. Now, let's dig right into the concept of ethical persuasion. Now, it seems like a slightly contradictory term. It's hard to wrap your brain around that concept sometimes. At least it was for me when I very first heard it, because, ethical, you really want to stand, it's good, trusted, trustworthy, honest. That's the term for ethical. But then so often when you hear the word persuasion, people have a negative connotation to persuasion. They think it's something sleazy or something slimy or shady, and I want you to realize, and I want you to put that thought out of your mind, because the concept of persuasion, just as a concept, is neither good nor bad. Really, the intent of the persuasion can be good or bad, but the act of persuading is not. The act of persuading is simply to win someone to your argument. I actually have the definition, because I want you to get this really clear in your head. Like, I had to reset my brain in what I thought persuasion was, because again, you hear the word persuasion and it's always in this negative connotation. And so I want you to realize that persuasion, like to persuade, the definition is to cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. Now, really realize that if you are persuading someone, that act, the act of persuading, is neither good nor bad. Now, what the intent of the argument is, that is where it can get good or bad. Excuse me. Yes, so persuasion can be used for good or evil. The persuasion itself is simply a tool. And this is where the concept of ethical persuasion is amazing, because when you put those two together, it very clearly solidifies what the purpose and intent of your persuasion is. It's ethical persuasion. Excuse me. It's this concept that when you are persuading, when you are using it in your business, you are not going to do anything that goes against your code of ethics, the code of ethics that you have put forth, both for you, for your client, for your industry, for your market. You establish what that code of ethics is. And then as you use that in ethical persuasion, Anyone who knows you and knows that you are using this tactic realizes that anything that you're doing, anything that you're saying falls within those limitations and guidelines of honesty, trustworthiness, all of those things in your business. And isn't that exactly what we want in our business? We want our clients to know. And you hear the whole know, like, trust us. This is exactly it. Ethical persuasion is the core, is the foundation of know, like, trust. Because think about it. If you are positioning and everything that you do is coming from a position of ethical persuasion, then when someone gets to know you, when a prospect gets to know you, of course they will like what you have to say because it falls within the ethical guidelines that they have set forth and what they're looking for in a business relationship. And of course they will trust you because every position that you do in every step of your business falls within that code of ethics, falls within that trustworthy realm. So of course they will know, like, and trust you much faster and with much more zeal so that they will become raving fans of your business and will stay loyal and become loyal fans of your business for years to come. So ethical persuasion is an amazing topic, and it's something that I really think every business owner should really dig into and learn how to use in their business. So a couple of tips that I learned from Jay, and something I'm still working on in my business. But the first one that I think is most important, because you can't move forward without this, it is the mindset. And it is the concept that you need to give yourself permission to be the ethical leader. You need to, make sure to train your brain that within your business, you are going to take a stand. And you are going to say, this is what my business stands for. This is what my company is going to stand for. And this is what I want to be known for in my industry. So I want you to give that positioning permission in your mind, because if you don't believe it, no one else will either. So give yourself permission to think about that and realize that selling is not bad. Selling is not evil. And Jay really helped me see that, because I was very much in that mindset when I very first started my business. It was this concept, most people don't want to ask for the sale, or they don't want to ask for the money. And especially where I grew up, it was very much a concept of, it was just give, give, give. But I want you to realize that asking for money is still highly ethical, and putting yourself out there, putting your product or service out there is good. And you have an ethical obligation to do it, because if you realize in your mind that the way you structure your business, the way you structure your products, your services, whatever the deliverable is for your clients, when you look at it and you say, if they buy it, if they use it, and you realize that it improves their life, it protects their life, it enriches their life, it enhances their life, don't you think it is your obligation as the business owner to make sure that you shout those benefits from the rooftop? You want to get your idea, your product into the hands of as many people as possible. A great example of this would be if you had the cure for cancer. Wouldn't you be screaming that from the rooftops and telling every single person in the entire world as much as possible that you had a moral obligation to go out there and tell everyone that you had the cure for cancer? It's the same concept in your business. Whatever your product, whatever your service, whatever you are providing to that client, if you are enhancing their life, if you are enriching their life, then you have a moral obligation to bring your product, to bring your service to the market so that you can make their life better. And I want you to give yourself permission to do that and to ask for money in return for that. Because again, you have a moral obligation. If your product and service does that, you have a moral obligation to ethically say, I need my audience, my clients need this in their life. It will make their life better. So go out and serve them. So this is where the next step in ethical persuasion really comes in. And it's the concept of being a trusted advisor and a leader in your industry. Excuse me. The concept of being a trusted advisor is an amazing position to take. Because if you position yourself as a trusted advisor and the leader in your industry, then you can say to your clients, and you can go, I have studied our industry, I have studied the market, and I've studied my product, and I will only give you what you need. So, when you come and talk to me and you ask me a question, or you try and buy my product, or you try and buy my service, they are coming to you knowing that you are not going to sell them any more or any less than they need. And that is an amazing thing for a business owner. And to be a leader, if you take that position of providing value and quality, and and lifting your client above the needs of just the bottom line in your business, if you give that position, then people will come to you again and again, even if your product doesn't solve their immediate problem right now. If they were to come to you and say, I need this problem solved, and you turned around and said, you know what, my business doesn't solve that problem right now, but that problem might be tied into something later, but let's solve this problem over here. And I can refer someone, I can tell you the best way to solve it, but it doesn't help your bottom line. But the fact that you took the time to sell them no more or no less than what they need right now, they will realize that you put them first. You put them above your money, of putting dollars in your business. And then the next time that they need anything related to your business, related to your industry, guess who they're going to come and talk to first? This is that concept of ethical persuasion and being that trusted advisor. Because if people know that they can come to you for trusted, honest feedback and information on how to solve their problems, they will come to you again and again. And then when it is time for your product or service to solve the problem that they have, that they've presented to you, who do you think they're going to buy from? They're going to buy from you, and they're going to buy from only you, because you have given them that value and you have guided them to solid decisions, solid purchases, and a better life all up until this point. And so building that relationship and building that level of trust with your clients is invaluable, because again, even if they haven't purchased from you before, if they know that you are giving solid advice, solid information, and solid results, even if it doesn't relate specifically to your business, they will come to you again and again, forever and ever. Amen. So if this resonates with you, I really want you to put a note in the comments and say trusted advisor, because I want you to become that for your business. And I want you to become that for your industry. This is something that I'm personally working on right now, because I want to make sure that I provide the value first. And that, again, I position myself as the trusted advisor for marketing, for messaging, so that people understand that I may not do the copy that they're looking for. I may not, design sales funnels, but I can give them advice. I can guide them down a path that can give them exactly what they need to build what they need right now. Because if I can give them answers, I can give them solid results about what they need at the moment, even if it doesn't fall within the realm of my business, as long as I can guide them and be a leader and give them a direction, they will come to me the next time that they need messaging help. When, all of a sudden, if they know of something that they need and they're like, that is exactly what Sunny does, of course, they're going to come to me, because I have led them and guided them down a solid path through the entire relationship that we've built. So these are the tips that I want to leave with you to try and build this. One is the mindset. Give yourself permission to be the trusted advisor, to be that preeminent person in your market and in your industry. Because if you don't give yourself permission, you really will never move forward. And again, this is something that I have worked on a lot, especially this year. I had this huge mental block of saying, am I worth it? Should I be the one doing it? And the thing is that only you can make that decision for yourself. And I had to make that decision for myself, that I gave myself permission to be a leader and to give the value, so that there was a resource for business owners, for women, for men, for anyone who needed messaging help. I wanted to be a resource for them, whether they purchased something from me, whether they worked with me or not. That was my position. And that is what ethical persuasion means, is the fact that I have a code of ethics that I follow, that I maintain, so that anyone who works with me knows that if I give them advice or I put them in a direction, that is going to be a solid direction. That's not going to be sleazy. It's not going to be shady, and it's not going to hurt them in any way. My goal as an ethical advisor, a trusted advisor, is to only give them, again, no more and no less than exactly what they need right now. So the second thing that I want you to do, because again, first one is mindset. The second one is to really look at what is your moral obligation as a leader, as a trusted advisor in this industry, and how can you guide all of these people in your industry towards better progress. And it may not be in your business, and it may not be something that you offer, but just making sure that you know what that path is will help you and will help your entire industry become better, so that as you progress and as your potential clients progress, they know that they can always turn to you. Hi, Darby. I do see that you are online. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I was kind of on a roll there. I really hope that this resonates with you. I know that your business as a speaker is so impacted by this because you are a leader. And I love that you are joining me on this topic, because this is one that I feel that's very near and dear to my heart. And I want each and every one of you as a business owner to realize that it doesn't matter how big or small your business is, you have an impact and you can become a trusted advisor in your industry, in your niche. And it doesn't matter, even if you are just starting out, you have knowledge, advice, and insights that other people need. And it is your moral obligation to make sure that that is available to your audience, to your market, because everyone is searching. Everyone is silently kind of begging to be led. We all like to be able to say, to ask someone, which direction should I go? Which choice should I make? We're all looking for advice and guidance and direction. And you can give that guidance and direction no matter how big or small you are, because you have value and you have quality that your market is searching for. There will always be someone out there that says, that is such amazing insight. Thank you for sharing it with me. And I've seen that in my own life, even just in starting these live streams. I just had a woman 2 days ago on my last live stream. She was like, I had never heard of this concept before. And you blew my mind about this concept, and I'm going to go buy the book that I recommended, because I talked about the compound effect. If you haven't watched that episode, you should go check it out, right? But she had just never heard that concept before, and it blew her away. And if I hadn't shared that information, who knows if she had ever heard of that concept before? And that is where my positioning as a leader, as a trusted advisor, I have a moral obligation to share the knowledge and the expertise that I have in my brain, so that as the industry grows, we can all grow together, and ultimately that people will always be able to look at me and say, she has provided me solid guidance, trusted guidance, honest guidance, so that when it is time that they need or want to purchase something from me, of course, they will come to me, and they will come to me and purchase again and again and again. Now, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. As you can tell, this is a really passionate topic for me. If you have any comments about ethical persuasion, or if you have any questions on what it is, how you use it, how to be that trusted advisor, please drop a note in the comments or send me a private message. I respond to every single message and comment that I get, because you guys, again, are my audience, you are my viewers, and you are my community. And I want to make sure that you have the keys, the resources, the tools. This is my ethical obligation to make sure that you have this knowledge to make your business a success. Now, thank you so much for joining me again. If you know of anyone who might benefit from these tips, these tricks, all of these insights, please tag them in the comments or share it out on your page. And until the next time, thank you so much, Darby. Thank you for the hashtag live. I appreciate it so much. I'm so excited to have you here and to have you join me and be a part of my group, my community. I really do appreciate it. And for anyone who's watching live or on the replay, thank you again for joining, for supporting me. I know that this will just continue to be an amazing place for business and marketing tips. So until next time, thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye.